I'm excited to welcome on a top 25 prospect in 2021, Taylor Bigby. What's going on today?
Hey, how are you?
Pretty good. Well, let's just talk about this. You've been committed now for almost a year. Take us through how excited you are as you continue to get closer and closer to getting to campus.
Actually cannot wait to get out here and play. Even with all this stuff happening in the world, justices and like Corona and stuff, like I'm excited to play and finish up my senior year and just train and get better.
Without a doubt. And you obviously are going to Oregon. Take us through the decision to go there.
I would say their style of play fits me perfect, and I built a really good relationship with Mark and Kelly as a freshman, and I never like lost contact or like touch with them. And I knew when I got out for my visit, like my unofficial visit, it was like I knew that's what I wanted to be the last 4 years of my 4 years of my life. I knew that's what I would want to be.
And you really did kind of blow up throughout this past couple months leading up to your commitment. You had a top
Yeah.
10, top 12 you narrowed it down to. What was it about? What about the schools that really stood out to you?
I would just say how genuine the coaches are. Um, the girls seem like they loved being there. Like nothing seemed like rehearsed. Sometimes when talking to coaches or being in the recruiting process, you can tell when stuff like like fake or not as genuine. And that's something I really liked about them. They were super genuine. I would also say that like the campus was so nice. Like it was really nice. And then of course like they're sponsored by Nike and everything. But the campus was really nice. And it's just somewhere I could say like that's home. Like, and I was only for 3 days for my visit, but I can't wait to get out there.
And Oregon hasn't always been a powerhouse like they are now. What's it been like seeing the fact that they've obviously had a girl like Sabrina been there, see all the girls they've been, how successful they've been out there? How attracting was that to you?
Super. Like I can't like watching them on TV now, Ruthie, Satu, and Sabrina. Seeing how Oregon can produce like pros, like, and I'm super excited because that's one of my like dreams. Like I want to be a pro when I get older. So it's really good to see them. It just helps. It motivates me more to want to like be the best I can be and keep training and never get complacent.
What would you say was the biggest separating factor between Oregon and every other school you're considering?
I would say how genuine they are, and just the fact that with Kelly and Mark, of course, like basketball is life, like without a question. But they made sure, like whenever I would talk to them on the phone, it wasn't always about basketball. Like, and of course, I know when I get to college, like it is a business, like, but they didn't always talk to me about basketball. They wanted to know what my family was like, school, what I had coming up the next weekend, and it just felt super genuine. So I would say that's like the number one factor. And of course their style of play. Like I didn't want to go to a school where I would struggle playing in their system. And Kelly's system is like perfect for me.
And I never like asking this question to people. Obviously, did you have a favorite college growing up?
Yes. Growing up, my favorite college, my dream school was UConn.
Mm-hmm.
And like I really wanted to go there because like back then they were like super like, I mean they're still good, but they were like like always winning and
Yeah.
stuff. So that was like my dream school. Like I would have never thought Oregon ever. Like it's kind of surprising.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite team growing up?
I actually loved OKC only because well for NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Only because Kevin Durant is my favorite player like of all time. Like, but I'm not a bandwagon, so like, I'm not a Warriors fan now. But Kevin Durant is like the GOAT. Like that was my favorite. So I was like, whatever team he was on, like that was my favorite team.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my team pretty much growing up. Even though I'm not even from Oklahoma,
Mm-hmm.
but
And you had a ton of offers come in. What kind of was the most shocking offer to you? Like, what was the offer that surprised you the most when you found out that they were going to offer you?
that's a good question. I would Oregon. I mean, they're the number one school
Mm-hmm.
in the country. Um, I mean, I never thought I'd be like super good at basketball, so I didn't expect to pick up like a lot of offers. I would say the Pac-12. Like any offers that I had in the Pac-12, like I felt like wow, like because like Pac-12 is not like little; it's kind of big time. So
Would you say there's another school besides Oregon or a couple other schools that were really close that kind of went down to the final day in terms of deciding who you're going to go with?
yes, for sure. If I didn't go to Oregon, I think I would have went to Arizona
Mm-hmm.
or I would say Arizona. I don't know. Arizona was like right there. It was literally right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure what my other school would be, but I think I would go to Arizona if I didn't go to Oregon.
What'd you like about Arizona?
Adia, she's another head coach. She was genuine. Also, I knew like if I went to that school, like she would definitely have my back. I would be able to play, of course. It was also a place that felt like, like home. My best friend's sister, goes there, Samantha Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went out there with her, just hang out, not even like basketball related, it was super fun. Like I loved it there. And with her, like she would tell me about stuff, and like it just seemed cool. So I would have went to Arizona. Like I also stay close, so it could be like convenient for my parents also
Mm-hmm.
to come watch me play.
And so while you're at Oregon, what's the kind of the position you kind of plan on running or the position you kind of see yourself turning into?
Um, I probably a point guard, maybe a wing. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'll play wherever. I just want to win. Like,
Mhm.
but I'd probably say point guard.
Gotcha. And you talk about Coach Kelly, obviously. He's turned that program around to becoming one, if not the best program in the country. How excited is you to be coached by him now?
I'm super excited. Just the confidence he gives me. And I'm not even there yet. I'm still here. I still have one other high school, but I'll say just the confidence he gives me. He kind of reminds me of my high school coach I have now. I know he's gonna get 110% effort from me, and I know there's more. Like I think I'm good right now. Everybody thinks I'm good right now. I know there's like way more left in my tank to be even better and develop. So I'm super excited just to be around that group of people.
At what point would you say it kind of clicked that you realized you could be a top player in the country?
I would say my freshman summer when I went to play in the EYBL, that was when I knew like you could actually have an opportunity to be pretty good.
And so you obviously are out there at Centennial. You've had an incredible run, 3 straight state championships. What's it been like being a part of that?
It's been amazing. Like it's cool to walk around I mean just all the girls in Vegas, like it's cool to walk around and be like I beat you like multiple times. Like I have 3 state championship rings. It's good, but at the same time, you're always walking around with a target on your back for the next year coming. Because out here in Vegas, like nobody wants to see you win. Like we have no fans. If it's not us, then it's our parents, and that's pretty much it. Like we don't have anybody else rooting for us because we always win. But I mean, being at the top is lonely. So it's fine, honestly. But I really love being a part of it. And the girls I play with, I've been playing with them since like 3rd, 4th grade. So it's amazing to because this is stuff that we have like dreamed of when we were younger. So it's amazing to see like all of it happening, coming true. I'm a little stunned this year actually by the fact that we're not really having we're not having state. We're gonna have a season, but we're not having state. And one of my goals was to get 4 in a row, and I'm not getting 4 in a row because of Corona and everything. But I wouldn't have any other way, other than Centennial.
And you also are Gatorade Player of the Year now. Take us through what it was like learning about that and that whole story.
Okay, so actually, I was so shocked when I got Gatorade Player of the Year because I didn't play half my season. I had a bad ankle sprain in the beginning of the season, and I kept playing on it, and it got worse. So then I had to sit out, and because I had to sit out, I didn't think I was gonna get Gatorade Player of the Year at all because I hadn't played. So when they do stats and all that, I thought they would base it off of that. So I'm super excited. I actually woke my parents up it was like 5 something in the morning, like ran to their room, and I was like, I got Gatorade Player of the Year. I was super excited because that's also something I've dreamed of too. Like I wanted to be a McDonald's All-American, Jordan Classic, all that too. So it was good. I mean, I'm gonna have a banner in my high school gym, so that's like super cool too.
And you weren't only just that. I mean, you also were a finalist, top 8 in the country for it. What did that mean for you?
That meant a lot too because I'm very like, I mean, I know I'm good, but I don't ever think that I'm like up there. So I was like, wow, like to be a part of like the final 8 with like people who were like class of 2020, like you grade and stuff. Like I never thought like I'd be in any category.
And so you now are 3-time state champion. You're Gatorade Player of the Year, Nevada Player of the Year. You have a ton of awards. Just not much more you could add on. What kind of are your goals now for your senior year?
I wanted to get another ring, but I don't think that's gonna happen. But I do definitely want to be, if they still do it, I still want to be named. I still want to be McDonald's All American, Jordan Classic. I also just want to train and get, perfect my craft with what I can, even with like all this stuff happening in the world, so I can be ready for college. Because really, that's what matters. Like, because that's my next chapter. That's what matters. Um, of course, like if we would have played, I would have wanted to get MVP in my division. I actually set goals for myself to play this season. I wanted to average double double every game. But yeah, like I just wanted to be the best. Like, I hate losing, so I wanted to be the top of the top. Like, and I wanted to go back to Geico Nationals with my team.
And that is the next thing I also want to touch up on. You have been a part of Team USA. What was that experience like?
That experience was like amazing. Like just to be around other players that are like, super good in the class of 2021. It was just cool to compete against like all of them. Like even though I didn't make the 2021 team, like I was still excited just to compete and play because, here in Vegas or like just here on the West Coast, like I play against a whole bunch of people and like it's cool to be like number one on the West Coast, but it was cool to actually like play against people who were like in Chicago and like, other places, different style of play, different, different craft. So it was good. It's just to compete with them also.
And when you go to those, you obviously get to meet people from all over the country. Who were some of the people you kind of got to know or got to meet that you became really good friends with from there?
I became good friends with this girl named Sequoia Almond. I became good friends with Jada Williams,
Mm-hmm.
Olivia Miles. Who else was up there? Janiyah Barker. Well, their class of 2022, but they were also there too.
Mm-hmm.
I made good friends with a lot of them, and playing with in the EYBL. That's another place where like I met and just built a lot of relationships with a lot of different people.
What would you say was your favorite Team USA memory you have from the camp?
I would definitely say because I got invited, I stayed in the dorms instead of having to stay like in a hotel. And all the other girls that stayed in the dorm, like that was being like having fun and stuff. Like later on the night after we had finished like all our trainings and stuff, like I'd say that was like the best.
Now we have to talk about your family. Your dad obviously is a coach with Vegas Knicks, but he also was a player growing up. He played at UNLV. And I know there's also a story about him not necessarily wanting you or any of your siblings to play basketball. Take us through what that was like, and obviously now almost kind of surpassing him in terms of your accolades and your achievements.
Yeah. So I started first off. I didn't even play basketball. Cheerleader, my brother's football team. My dad coached at Shan High School when I was younger, so I would always be at like all practices with him, like after school, and I would just be watching them practice, and I would go to workouts with him on Saturdays. And one day, like just from sitting around like watching all the time, I told him like I'm serious, like I want to play. And they actually didn't believe me. My mom didn't believe me. My brother didn't believe me. My dad didn't believe me. Like they were like, she just do it for like it's gonna only last for like a week or so, and then she's not gonna want to do it anymore. So I think I just kind of got my love for the game because I was around it so much from being with my dad. And I mean, everything happens for a reason. So I'm happy that I was around it much because look where it's gotten me, how far it's taken me. But yeah, that's how it all kind of started. I was just around my dad so much with basketball and I just wanted to play. But it's crazy because no one would have ever thought like she used to be a cheerleader. So yeah.
And I know for a lot of dads and parents that are professional athletes that play at a high level, they don't obviously want the kids to live to the pressure. You obviously have almost kind of surpassed that now in terms of winning all the things you have. What's it been like kind of having the most basketball accolades in the family?
Um, I wouldn't say it's any pressure at all. Like I know my parents, especially my mom, as long as I'm giving 110% and I do it, I leave it all on the court. My mom's not too, you know. And then my dad, he's the same way. I'm more harder on myself than anybody. Um, I hate losing. I hate to fall short on anything. Like anything I do, like I want to win. Especially when like I set a set a goal. Like if I don't accomplish it, like I'm like mad at myself. Like I definitely say the pressure gets to me with just like not ever getting complacent,
Mm-hmm.
especially when you're like one of the top players in your class. You can't get complacent because there's somebody like literally waiting for your spot, waiting for you to. I know some bad, but, like waiting for you to get hurt or like waiting for something to happen to you so they could take your spot. So that's one thing. But I have a super good work ethic, so I don't really have to worry about much. And then my parents raised me pretty well, so I mean, and my dad has access to a gym, so I'm always in the gym.
And I know you also value your grades. You have a high GPA as well. Who kind of established the kind of the want for great high grades for you?
My mom actually works in the school district,
Mm-hmm.
so my dad's more the basketball dad. My mom's more the school food, like all that's my mom. She's always told us like get good grades, work hard in school.
And you have been able to get back on the court now, playing some games. What if they just get back out there?
Actually, I haven't played any games since um Corona started because I play for my EYBL team in
Mm-hmm.
California, and we haven't had any games yet. But I've gotten to like go watch games stuff. The most I've done is play like pickup at like my workouts and stuff. But it feels good to just play that because for hoopers like playing is playing like regardless if it's a game or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it just feels good to get back on the court because I know when quarantine out here first started, they literally shut down everything. So and my parents are super like we're staying on quarantine, so I hadn't like touched the ball. I hadn't got to hoop, and I would say like 2 months. I didn't start hooping again until May, so it felt super good to get back on the court.
And when you talk about going to college now, what's kind of the thing you're wanting to kind of professionalize in? What's some of the stuff you like doing off the court that you think you might want to go to school for?
I want to go to school for business actually.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with business, like I want to have like my own. Well, I've never wanted to work for anybody. Like I want to be the boss. So I'm not sure what type of business I want to own. Maybe like a clothing line or something. I also want to model when I get to college. So I feel like with modeling and majoring in business when I get out of college, if I have my own clothing line or I want to model, like they all kind of go hand in hand with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have a business, it can kind of be like on my time schedule if I'm playing like professionally and stuff. So that's what I want to do.
That's awesome. And my last one about Oregon is you're obviously going out there, but 2020 has five stars right now. What's your relationship with them, and how excited are you to be able to play with them eventually?
I'm super excited to play with them. Actually, two of them, Sydney Parrish and Kylie Watson.
Mm-hmm.
We were all a part of Blue Star 30. It's a little like, I guess you could say like organization for like girls. And I played with them before. They're super cool. I'm actually excited to play with all five of them. I can't wait to get out there and play with them.
That's awesome. And what would you say is like the biggest thing you want to focus in on or work on campus?
I would say I want to get more comfortable in my shooting.
Mm-hmm.
And just being confident in shooting because shooting is straight confidence. Like, and you have to be. For me, I'm that person that's like, if I shoot, even if it's a good shot, if I don't make it, like I'm in my head, like I'm like, bruh, like now I don't want to shoot because I missed, even though it was a good shot. So that's one thing. Like I would just want to get comfortable in just shooting and having confidence, regardless if it goes in or not.
Absolutely. And my last thing I was like wrapping up with people is talking about your legacy. I mean, by the time you're done playing basketball, What do you want your legacy to be for what you do both on the court as well as off of it?
I just want people to always look up to me. They're just people I see at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
I just want them to all like know like I'm reachable. Like I'm not too Hollywood for anybody. And I want everyone to know like the sky is really the limit, and everyone's journey is different. I always tell people that. Like everyone's like, oh, well, how'd you get so many offers, or how'd you do this, how'd you do that? And I always tell everyone like everyone's journey is different. Like I just so happened to sprout my freshman summer. Everyone sprouts different. Everyone's journey is different. Everybody doesn't go to D1, D3, D2, all that. Like it doesn't matter. Like I tell people that all the time. Like college is college. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually you'll make it. We're all doing the same thing, just different levels. Like, so I would just say like, don't ever get down on yourself. Don't get complacent. Just be you and like work on your craft, and I mean, do what you want to do in life, I would say. Like, I just know I don't like, I know like a lot of people get down or they want to be like someone else. Like, and I would say just be yourself, and the sky's really the limit. Like, don't let anybody tell you you can't do it, or especially for girls. Like, don't let any boy tell you like you're a girl, like you can't hoop or you'll never make it, like any of that. That's one thing I would say.
And so my
That's
last thing
awesome.
then is talk about faith. I mean, being a believer, how would you say God's kind of helped you get to the point you're at today?
God has helped me tremendously. I do believe in God. I go to church every Sunday. My parents believe in God also. Without him, nothing's possible. Like I'm super blessed. Like I thank him all the time for just giving me like my God-given talents and just abilities to do what I can, because everyone's not blessed with a 6'1", lengthy, long body or athleticism. And I thank him all the time just for like my accomplishments, because really like nothing's possible without him.
Absolutely. Well, I definitely appreciate you taking time to come on today, and excited to see what God's got next for you.
Of course. Thank you.
Of course, you're always welcome on. God bless.
Thank you.